Tesla Model Y. Guys, interesting information here. We've got some new sightings of the Model Y. I'll show you the images of the new Model Y that have been spotted in the United States, but there's also some other information that I think could be interesting. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to have you with us. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to all the new subscribers, about 20,000 new subscribers over the last 28 days. You know, having all these days, it's really interesting, guys, seeing more than 1,000 subscribers during just a 24-hour period. And I'm not actually sure why that's happened, but it's great to have you here, guys. Tesla Model Y Juniper. It's been said that in China, suppliers have claimed that good chance Tesla begins production of the Juniper version, the new version of the Model Y. Good chance that happens in January. But if you look at Tesla's website in Europe, it looks like it won't be ready until May. So that's kind of interesting. May essentially is when the European Tesla website is indicating the new Tesla Model Y will arrive. So how do I know that? Well, here's what it says. If you want to order a Tesla Model Y, you can do so now. But if you want to order the newer ones, that won't happen until May. So yeah, that's kind of interesting considering what's happening in China and considering the fact that you guys in the United States, we've seen the Model Y Juniper driving around for quite a while now. Now, these latest images show that it looks like there's actually a split headlight on the front. That's one thing I wasn't aware of. So a split headlight, there's a headlight higher up and then one lower down. Driving lights potentially. Then on the back, there's a full width LED light bar. Now, I've shown that before in videos. That's kind of interesting, but not that interesting. To me, what's of more interest is the fact that Tesla just signed a massive supply contract for lithium iron phosphate batteries from Eve Energy. Now, Eve Energy are a Chinese battery company, but Eve Energy have just built a Malaysian battery factory. So this gets around the battery tariffs, which are going to come into play. They're right now, I think, 25%, but soon they're going to jump up to be much higher than that. So that's why Tesla doesn't use lithium iron phosphate batteries in its vehicles that it sells now in the US. You only have NMC batteries. The cheapest Tesla Model 3 and Model Y now use NMC batteries. Kind of interesting. That means it qualifies for full EV incentives, right? But when there's no EV incentives, is there really a reason for Tesla to not use LFP batteries? Well, that's the reason. Those tariffs on Chinese batteries, they're the reason. Now, the other reason is, I'll get to the other reason in a second. There's actually two reasons, but the first is tariffs. Of course, Tesla won't have to pay tariffs on batteries made in Malaysia. There's no tariffs on batteries made in Malaysia. So I know Tesla are getting batteries from Eve Energy for their energy storage battery packs. That's one product they're getting from from Eve Energy. But I believe they're also potentially going to be using lithium iron phosphate batteries from Eve in potentially a cheaper version of the Model 3 and the Model Y. Those lithium iron phosphate batteries are much cheaper, probably around $51 to $53 per kilowatt hour, much cheaper than what Tesla pays Panasonic for their NMC batteries in the United States. I believe it'll be about double. Therefore, there's a good chance that those batteries could be going into the new or the cheaper versions of the Tesla Model 3 and the Model Y, which we know are coming out this year. In addition to that, Tesla also has set up a production line, or is apparently setting up a production line right now for production of CATL's lithium iron phosphate batteries. Now, I believe they're going to be producing the more advanced version of those lithium iron phosphate batteries, likely something like the Shenzhen Plus battery. Now, CATL do have a few different batteries. They have the chill-in as well, the chill-in battery. But I think it sounds like the Shenzhen Plus battery is the battery that Tesla would be likely producing at their factory in Nevada. So that production line apparently is being set up there, or has been set up there. We don't know, but it sounds like it has already been set up. Now, Tesla just needs to get everything running on that production line in order to manufacture what I would assume is the Shenzhen Plus battery. That battery has around 205 watt hours per kilogram of energy density, which is much, much higher than the 150 to 160 watt hours per kilogram of energy density than Tesla's previous CATL LFP batteries and BYD LFP batteries that they've been using in the standard range models of their vehicles. If this is the case, Tesla will be able to make much more affordable Model 3s and Model Ys. Those batteries will be much cheaper to produce than the NMC batteries from Panasonic or from anyone else, whether that's LG Chem or any other South Korean battery suppliers located in the United States. Much, much more expensive for those batteries than it is for LFP. And that will be a big advantage because those batteries have quite high energy density for LFP, and they should also last a long time. So, will the new Tesla Model Y get those batteries? I don't think it will. I think the new Tesla Model Y is going to be waiting for those batteries. When I'm saying the new version, what I mean by this is there'll be a new version, a Juniper version, that will come out within a couple of months in the US, but I don't think it's going to get those batteries yet. I think we'll be looking probably middle of the year before that production line is up and running to make enough batteries for the cheaper version of the Model Y and the cheaper version of the Model 3. So I think at the start, we're just going to see business as usual. When I say business as usual, I mean the same batteries that are in those cars now. There will be some other big changes though. Suspension changes, acoustic glass changes, all the changes that we've seen in the Model 3, changes to the design, changes to things like the interior. The interior of the new Model 3 looks much better than the interior of the existing Model Y. So there's quite a lot of changes. There's actually about 50 changes that Tesla made between the old version of the Model 3 and the new version of the Model 3. I did a video detailing those changes, but if you guys are interested, I'll do another video detailing all the changes, I think it was 52 changes that Tesla made, 52 major ones anyway, between the old version of the Model 3 and the new version. And it looks like all of those will go to the new version of the Tesla Model Y Juniper, which should be a much, much better car than the existing Tesla Model Y. Tesla have just launched, I believe, the best ever, the longest range Model 3 or Model Y that they've ever sold. There's some good news, and there is, of course, some bad news. The good news, you can buy one right away if you live in the United States. The bad news, if you live outside the United States, well, this is not yet an option. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking, a brand new version, it is a new version of the Model 3, is now available on sale currently right now in the United States. It costs $42,500 US, meaning it's a $5,000 discount on the long-range all-wheel drive. And this is the long-range all-wheel drive, just without the front motor. That's the only difference. Same charging speed, same battery pack, same motor in the rear. And honestly, I genuinely, guys, think that this is the best Model 3 you can get. Hands down. Performance is great, but honestly, at this price, for $42,500, considering it also does qualify for EV incentives in the United States, and it has this amount of range. I mean, guys, 363 miles of range. That's huge. In metric terms, that's 584 kilometers. So